Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be going over my thoughts and predictions on Queen of Shadows, the fourth book in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Last month my Goodreads group did a read-along for the series and it was my first time rereading Heir of Fire, and that on top of the cover release of Queen of Shadows, which if you guys have not seen it you should go look at it. It is fantastic. Really just kind of got me thinking about what we should be expecting from Queen of Shadows and what I think is going to happen. For those of you that don't know, this is basically like my favorite series right now. I am so crazy fangirling over the series, it's not even funny. I absolutely love it. So I've been thinking a lot about how I want the next book to go, what I think might potentially happen, and Sarah J. Maas has not really given us a whole lot to go off of. She's answered a few questions, she's told us what characters we might see, some things we could possibly expect, but nothing big. So really all I actually know about the book itself is that it is going to be supposedly a lot longer than Heir of Fire, which Heir of Fire was substantially bigger than the previous two and a decent sized book, so I'm not sure how huge Queen of Shadows is going to be, but I'm very excited. Just as a warning, you guys, this discussion is going to include spoilers for the previous three books, so if you have not read them, be warned that I will be discussing things that are going to spoil the books for you. So at the end of Heir of Fire, Celaena has embraced her real identity, and she has left Rowan behind, and she is now going to be heading back to the king, back to the city, back to her friends. I'm not sure how I'm going to be handling this name swap thing. To me, she's always going to be Celaena, so now that she is going back to Aelin, I just am I feel like it's going to be hard for me. It was hard for me during the third book. Every time they referred to her, it always kind of took me a second to go, oh wait, they're talking to Celaena. So Sarah J. Maas even commented and said it was hard for her. She would occasionally put Celaena's name in there and she had to go back through and check. And I think it will get easier, but it's going to be strange reading it and having everything saying Aelin instead of Celaena. So one of my biggest concerns is Celaena is coming back now, and I'm assuming she is coming back as Celaena because she's going to try to, just be herself. She's the assassin, she's the king's dog, whatever. But the problem is she didn't assassinate the royal family that she was supposed to while she was over there, so I don't really know how she's going to, slip out of that one with the king, because he is already, as we saw at the end, very temperamental right now, and I doubt he's going to be happy with, on top of everything, the news of her not doing her job. But on top of that, I don't understand how the king cannot know who she is. After everything that's happened, the fact that Aelin is back, and she's going to reclaim the throne, and she defeated his evil, darkness-sucking, I can't remember what they were called, but, and then here she comes back, and she's got her special eyes, and, her mysterious everything. You would think that this king, who is super, super smart and clever and cunning, you would think he would kind of put two and two together, especially with her cousin being in court. Hale, at some point, really addressed the fact that they look alike. I don't know if he actually knows and he's just this is all part of his evil plot or something, or if he actually does not know, which seems very unrealistic to me. And I feel like Celaena's got to know that. She's got to know that she is potentially walking into a trap. I mean, he should be able to put this together, I feel like there's been so many weird occurrences in the castle with Celaena and everything, and he's noticing them. We saw that at the end of the first book with the king's point of view for a little bit. He was saying that there was some stuff going on in the castle. I don't know, so I'm nervous about how that's going to go down after the way that I'm gonna get all emotional. After the things that he did to Dorian and stuff, I am really, really scared of the king now. Before he was just kind of the ominous figure on the throne. But, I mean, he had that girl beheaded, he put the black collar on his son. I mean, I'm scared. Speaking of which, Dorian, oh my god. Sarah J. Maas said that she will be opening Queen of Shadows with a chapter from Dorian's point of view, and I don't even know what to think. I don't quite know what this black collar is going to be doing to him. I don't know if it's going to mean that he is now under the king's control. I don't know if it's going to mean that it's going to change him into some dark, twisted thing. I have no idea. I really have no idea. And I don't know. I love Dorian. I really love Dorian. I don't ship him with Celaena or anything, but I love him. And in the last book, everything that happened, I cry every time at the end of that when he's like trying to put her head back on and Kale's just like, what the heck? You know, I'm getting all sad right now. It's so horrible because Dorian is a good person. Despite everything, despite his evil father, he is genuinely a good person who's had really, really, really horrible, shitty things happen to him, and that is just like the cherry on top. So I don't even know what I think is going to happen with him. I really want Celaena to free him and save him, but I don't know how because I don't know what changes he's going to be going through. I'm scared that he's going to be under the king's control and she's going to come back and like confide in him and try to get him to help, but secretly he's going to be feeding all the information to the king or trying to sabotage her or something evil. Really, my ultimate fear with that whole situation is that Celaena's going to have to end up killing him, and I don't think I could stand that. Or Kale. Like, if Celaena and Kale team up back in the city now that Kale kind of picked his side, you know, to help her, I'm really nervous that there's going to be some showdown, and Kale, because they're bros, you know, he's going to have to kill him to save him, or just something horrible, and I don't know if I can handle that. Now with Kale, I was so happy that he finally kind of found the strength in himself to pick the side that he knew was right and face the king. That was really cool. But when it comes down to it, I'm not sure if he's actually going to be able to betray his whole like country and kingdom and whatever, because he's always been so like loyal and honorable, and I think it's gonna be hard for him to work with Celaena because she wants to like, you know, she wants to annihilate the king. And unfortunately, while Kale knows that he is evil, it is still like his country, and she's going to be taking the throne from Dorian and stuff, which his loyalties are with Dorian most of the time, so I don't know. Since I am a huge Kale and Celaena shipper, I obviously really hope that they will get back together. I'm really kind of worried about the whole romance thing. When Celaena is talking to Rowan, she is talking about how if Kale was her mate, she wouldn't have been able to attack him and almost kill him, and Rowan's kind of like, do you want the truth? And she's like, no, not right now, which seems to imply that, you know, she wouldn't have been able to do that if Kale was her, like, soulmate, destined lover, or whatever. But I really like Kale and Celaena together, and I really want them to be together. At the same time, I can't imagine that Sarah J. Maas, I mean, we still technically have 3 books to go. This is a 6-book series. But I don't really like the idea of her just putting some new person in like the last 3 books that Celaena's going to have a romance with. So I'm wondering if maybe there's going to be some loophole with that and they're still going to end up together, or if she's going to end up actually being with Dorian, or I don't know. Normally in young adult books, the romance is really predictable. Like, that's horrible, but it is. I mean, you know who they're going to end up with most of the time. The fact that I genuinely have no idea makes me very, very nervous. Like, it makes me really nervous because I don't know. And maybe Sarah J. Maas is going to take a route where Celaena just doesn't get married to anybody, you know, no romance, whatever. Which would be cool. I mean, obviously she doesn't have to have a man, but my poor little heart also loves her with Kale, so I really want them to end up together so bad. Also, at the end of the book, she kind of says, like, she takes off Kale's ring and she says something about how, you know, she has to clear the air with him, or she still has things she needs to say to him, but her taking off his ring and feeling lighter seems to symbolize that she's just done with him, and I don't like that. I don't like that one bit, you guys. I don't want that to be the way it goes. I don't think that she's going to have a romance with Dorian, though. I think they're over that. I don't think she's going to have a romance with Rowan. I really don't want her to. I feel like their relationship is so beyond romance that it's just, it's not there. They have something so much more than that. And I don't think she's going to have a romance with her cousin, even though he seems to be like madly in love with her. I don't know if it's like love or like family love or just complete devotion or what he's got going on, but I don't think she's gonna have a romance with him either. So that leaves like Kale or somebody new or nobody. So I don't know. I do really like how Celaena is kind of building her court right now, though. She's slowly gathering allies to make like just this badass powerhouse of people, and I really, really like that. I'm excited to see who else she gathers. I really hope that her and Manon will encounter, maybe not necessarily in this upcoming book. I feel like they kind of have different parts to play right now, but I hope that Manon will join on her side, and then she's gonna have Rowan, and I hope she frees Dorian, and she'll have Kale, and I really, really, really hope she rescues her cousin. I hope that that happens in the next book. We all know that he's being captured kind of as a trap for her to come and try to rescue him, but if the king doesn't know that it's actually her, potentially it could be a lot easier to get him out. I really liked him in the last book. I thought he was really, really interesting and cool and just fierce, and the things that he's done are just, oh, my heart. I like him though, and if he dies, I'm gonna be really upset. I want her to have that moment of just reuniting with him and them realizing that they've loved each other so much and that they can reclaim their kingdom, and I really want that. Obviously in Queen of Shadows, I also think that she is going to face down the King of Assassins. I think it's time for her to go pay her old mentor a visit. I read The Assassin's Blade last month as well, which I hadn't read before, so I didn't know much about him, and I despise him. I cannot even stand him, and I will enjoy every second of her killing him, and I know it's gonna happen because if it doesn't, I'm gonna be super mad. I want her to take him out so bad. I also think they're going to take out one of the towers that's blocking magic. I think they're going to do that maybe towards like the end of the book. Maybe that's going to be something they're working toward. So perhaps at the end of this book, magic is going to be restored to the land. Rowan will be coming over to kick some butt. People are going to be rebelling, or just something. Like there's going to be some ending that's setting up for the next book, and I hope it's that. Or maybe that will happen in the middle of the book, but I think it's going to happen. I mean, it was kind of a big plot line of the last book with Kale and the rebels trying to figure that out, and I don't think they're just going to sit by and not do anything about it. Okay, that's about all I can think of right now. I'm kind of overwhelmed by all this. I know the book isn't coming out until September 1st, but I can't stop thinking about it. I want to read it so bad, you guys. I just want to read it so bad. Alright, so comment below and let me know what you guys think is going to happen in the next book. I mean, what do you think? Who's gonna die? Hopefully nobody good. What's gonna happen? The romance? What do you guys think? Please let me know. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.